With the cost of living crisis hitting almost all of us with no end in sight, we've all had to pull in our purse strings a little. But buying new watches doesn't wait for the purse strings to loosen up, so here's 10 affordable watches that look expensive so you can get your fix without feeling the pinch. But first, some rules. A budget of £300 and not a penny more. No AliExpress brands because that would be too easy. And none of the usual suspects of these types of videos because, well, you can go watch all the other videos for those. The Time Factor's Smith's PRS 40 Chronograph is a watch that projects a sense of purpose and refinement well beyond its price tag. Inspired by Brutalist architecture, its stripped down functionalist design featuring a 40mm bead blasted case and a stark black dial giving it a purposeful industrial look. The absence of excessive branding and embellishments reinforces its premium aesthetic, much like a well executed modernist structure. Despite its £235 price tag, the PRS 40 looks far more costly thanks to its material choices, monochrome styling and the Seiko VK Mecha Quartz movement, which mimics a mechanical chronograph's crisp operation. Its unique design adds exclusivity, while the restrained dial design is reminiscent of tool watches from the likes of Zinn and IWC. In short, the PRS 40 punches well above its weight, delivering the presence of a high-end timepiece at a fraction of the cost. A masterclass in functionalist design, it's proof that true sophistication comes from execution, not just price. The Marloe Sceptre is a dive watch with a twist, blending British naval heritage with sleek modern design. At 42mm, its stainless steel case mixes brushed and polished surfaces for a sharp, refined and dressier look. The turbine-inspired bezel, 200 metres water resistance and a domed sapphire crystal make it as functional as it is stylish. The dial is where things get interesting. Floating luminous indices, bold original hands and a subtle periscope sight-inspired design give it a distinctive maritime feel. Powering it all is the high-beat Makydo 9039 automatic movement, delivering solid reliability with a 42-hour power reserve. At around £450, the Sceptre already punches well above its weight, offering premium materials, a unique design and everyday versatility. But with a few variants currently on offer at under £300, it's genuinely hard to ignore. The Marloe Sceptre is a great pick for those who want a dive watch that stands out with more distinctive dressier aesthetics without trying too hard. The Santura Novus is certainly another watch that looks like it should cost more than it does. At 38mm, it's got that perfect balance. Classy, but not shouty. Refined, but not boring. The sunburst dial catches the light like it's showing off, and the polished case gives it just enough wrist presence to feel special without screaming for attention. Underneath, you've got a Makydo 9039 movement. High beat, solid, reliable, and a step up from the usual suspects. Sapphire crystal? Check. 100 metres water resistance? Sorted. It's got the durability to back up the good looks. At around £300 for early backers, it's dipping into some seriously competitive waters, but there's a lot to like here. A sharp design, solid specs, and just enough Kickstarter mystique to make it feel like you're onto something cool before the rest of the crowd gets started. Will it be a breakout hit or another forgotten campaign? Time will tell, but at least it'll look good doing it. Revelot reimagines the classic dive watch with the Hexmariner, a piece with a bold industrial aesthetic and a passing resemblance of a threesome love child between the Aqua Racer, the Submariner and the Seamaster 300. At 42.2mm, its 316L stainless steel case features sharp chamfers and a mix of brushed and polished finishing, giving it a striking modern look. The ceramic bezel and hexagonal dial details set it apart from traditional divers, while Swiss Superluminova ensures excellent low-light visibility. Like many on this list, the Hexmariner keeps the price low by sacrificing a more upmarket movement for a cheaper but reliable beta, in this instance the NH35. But fear not, because this leaves enough in the budget to offer 200 metres of water resistance and a sapphire crystal. Despite its premium materials and refined design, it starts at just £260, delivering high-end looks without the luxury price tag. Plus, just look at those colours and dial options. And if a 42mm diver is too much for your weedy arms, then fear not. Revelot offers the Hexmariner in a more wrist-friendly 39mm variant. The Accurist origin is a love letter to 1970s British watch design. Vintage charm with just the right amount of modern swagger. With a range of colours, styles, sizes and movements included, the entire range has a lot to offer. But with one thing in common. They're cheap. Like, inexplicably cheap. Now there's no getting away from the comparisons with the Tissot PRX, especially with the case design, block textured dial and luminous markers. And there's no denying the PRX is the reason this line is in existence. But Accurist is no new brand. With decades of heritage, this model references their 1970s back catalogue. Topped with scratch-resistant sapphire crystal, this watch is built to take a beating and still look sharp. Ticking away inside is a mishmash of different movement options. From a Miyota quartz for the base model, a Seiko Mecha quartz for the chronograph, an NH35 for the automatic, or here, the NH70 for the skeletonized dial. Water resistance is rated to 100 metres and featuring a quick release bracelet, the origin is as versatile as it is stylish. But the price? Starting at around £120 and often on sale for even less, and going up to an earth-shattering £350 for the highest spec, but never pay that price as bargains are to be had. It's a mystery why we don't see them on everyone's wrists. The Accurist origin proves that you don't need to spend a fortune to get a timepiece with heritage, quality and a whole lot of charm. The Mondaine Classic 40mm is a masterclass in minimalist elegance. Like the Swiss railway clock got a glamorous makeover. With its clean, Bauhaus-inspired dial and unmistakable red seconds hand, this watch keeps things effortlessly refined. But here's the twist. The deep ocean blue dial and gold tone case elevate it from functional to downright luxurious. Like a first-class train ticket to style that you got on the cheap because they'd underbooked the carriage. Sized at 40mm, it's bold without being overbearing, and the stainless steel case ensures it's as durable as it is dapper. The ultra-precise Swiss quartz movement means that you'll never have an excuse for being late, unless you blame it on the trains, of course. Topped off with a quick change strap system and 30 metres water resistance, it's as practical as it is stunning. At £269, it's an investment in timeless design. Whether you're dressing it up or keeping it casual, the Mondaine Classic proves that sometimes less really can be more, except when it comes to looking effortlessly stylish. And getting that Swiss made on the dial for that price, without it being made of recycled plastic watering cans, how can you resist that? The Makydo Mosaic 38 isn't just a watch, it's a statement. It shouts that you appreciate refined design and good craftsmanship, but whispers that you have your financial red lines. At 38mm, its stainless steel case strikes a perfect balance between sophistication and versatility, hugging the wrist like a tailored suit. The integrated bracelet flows seamlessly, exuding the kind of effortless cool usually reserved for those who sip espresso in designer sunglasses. Then there's the dial, a mesmerising deep mosaic that catches the light like the surface of a moonlit ocean. Silver baton hands infused with BGW9 lume ensure legibility even in dimly lit corners of the cocktail lounge. Underneath, the Miyota 9015 movement hums away with precision, while the sapphire crystal keeps scratches at bay. With 50 metres of water resistance, it'll survive a spontaneous bout of drizzle, though perhaps not an impromptu plunge into the Mediterranean. Originally listed at £299, but now a mere £255, the Makydo offers the luxury look without the bank-draining price tag. The Citizen Promaster Diver Collection is a watch that demands respect. If you're the kind of person that likes a watch with a bit of backbone, this is your ticket to underwater adventure. Or at least looking like you're ready for it. With a chunky, robust 42mm stainless steel case, it's built to withstand the depths with 200 metres water resistance, so whether you're taking it for a swim or just splashing around in the rain, it's got you covered. The standout feature of the range is its serious, no-nonsense design. Large loomed markers, a bold bezel, and the unmistakable Citizen vibe all scream durability. Whether you go for the classic black, blue, or the striking green tone version, my personal favourite, each model has that perfect blend of dive-ready utility and casual everyday wearability. The larger-than-life hands and legible dial make it clear that this watch isn't here to be subtle. Inside you'll find the Japanese automatic movement ticking away with precision. No frills, just reliability. And although there are options for a stainless steel bracelet, for me, at least, the stretchy rubber strap just adds to the whole package and oozes retro charm. And currently on offer for only £179, the Promaster Diver offers exceptional value for what it brings to the table. It's rugged, stylish, and ready for action. And come on, Seiko, Citizen is producing a better looking, better built, and in my opinion, more expensive looking option, and you're doing nothing about it. The Baltic HMS isn't trying to reinvent the wheel, more attempting to perfect a classic one. This watch looks like it could have been plucked straight from the 1940s catalogue, yet somehow feels completely relevant today. With a perfectly proportioned 36.5mm stainless steel case, brushed and polished to vintage perfection, it sits on the wrist with all the confidence of a timepiece twice its price. The dial? A Sceptre layout done right. Clean, crisp, and effortlessly elegant. The mix of finishing textures creates depth, while the blue, gilt or polished hands bring just the right amount of contrast. Covering it all is a domed Hess-like crystal, which adds that dreamy, soft distortion that screams old school charm. Under the hood, the Miyota 8315 automatic movement is nothing special, but quietly gets on with the job, offering a solid 60 hours power reserve. Because who has time to wind a watch every day? Water resistance is a respectable 50 metres for this style, enough to survive an accidental encounter with a sink or an over-enthusiastic rain shower. And just a smidge under £300, the HMS is an easy win. It's proof that you don't need to spend a fortune to get a watch with true vintage soul and modern reliability. Baltic knows its audience, and with the HMS, they've nailed the balance between nostalgia and everyday wearability. The Bulova Marine Star is the kind of watch that looks like it could handle a dive or a cocktail party with equal flair. With its hefty 43mm stainless steel case and blue tone bezel, this watch has presence that says, I mean business. The open aperture design lets you peek into the inner workings, which is always a fun touch for those who like a bit of mechanical magic. The dial is striking blue, with textured details that make it pop, and the red accents on the second hand and strap just add the right amount of flash. The silicone strap adds a sporty edge that works well whether you're out for a swim or on dry land. Speaking of swimming, this bad boy is water resistant to 200 metres, so it can dive as deep as your plans for the weekend. Whether you're snorkeling or just showing off at brunch, the Marine Star won't disappoint. Now, the list price for this watch is £380. Outside of the £300 budget, yes, but like most Bulovas, a bargain can be had. The Marine Star can be snapped up for a more wallet-friendly £250 on Amazon. Yes, you won't get the manufacturer spec warranty, but honestly, with it packing a Miyota 8000 series movement, should it need any work, a simple movement swap will mean you're still in the black against its retail price. If you've enjoyed this video, then I'd really appreciate it if you liked and subscribed. And if you want to show your support, then you can buy me a coffee through the link in the description. Thanks for watching.